What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett.
I'm Lance.
This is Rants for Us. As always, guys, if you enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below. We're on the road to 1,000. We hope you guys can help us get there. Alright, so this is our Mayans Season 3 finale video. We finally made it to the very end. It seemed like it just started, to be honest with you, Lance. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit pissed.
That's because we had a 17-month hiatus.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm like, I'm a little bit sad, but I'm also kind of a little bit pissed. I wasn't a big fan of the finale. What did you think?
Yeah, you had a lot more problems with it than I thought it was good. It could have been great, but it was just good for me.
I wrote this when I was doing this. I wrote all these things. I don't know if y'all can see this. But it's like a long list of things that I absolutely hated with it. And I wrote it down simply so I could complain to Lance about it. Because I'm like, Lance, this sucks. Lance, I don't like this one.
I had some issues, but nothing too major. Like
I thought
it was fairly pretty good. I thought, my original, when I first watched it, my first comment about it, I even messaged you on it and I said, well, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, I know.
It was.
In a lot of ways. I felt like
it wasn't as good as I expected, is what that was. But my biggest issue with the entire episode, and I would start with my biggest issue and get it out of the way, was the whole storyline between Galindo and his wife. This is not reality. You don't just have somebody give the head of the cartel your wedding rings and be like, hey, we're getting a divorce now because I know you tried to kill me, and take off with his son and expect to see the next day.
I don't see. Look.
In reality, her head would be chopped off and on a spike that night, especially by the next morning in her sister's yard.
I feel like I agree with you 110% on that. When I was thinking that, I'm like, normally we say on here that Mayans M.C. is really good about staying pretty legit when it comes to facts. Like when it comes to, like, they don't use
but they do very bad. They do very bad with Galindo. I don't know what it is with that guy. If they just feel like he can't act the part correctly, so we're just gonna make him a big wuss.
And I don't know why they feel like I've seen him in other things, and he's pretty decent.
I've never seen him.
He was in another.
Well, you watch a lot more stuff than what I do. But.
Yeah, he was in an FX show a long time ago. He played one of the main villains of it. He was. Oh man, I can't even think of the name of that show now. But anyways, he was. He's a fairly decent actor, but for some reason he does a terrible job in this. I don't know if it's the writing or if it's his acting. I don't know. It could be both.
I wouldn't say it's his acting because he acts the part he's playing correctly. They're just not pushing him the way he needs to be pushed. So I don't think it's on him. I'm sorry.
This is
she's a terrible actress.
Yeah, this is the way I kind of feel when it comes to Emily though. They're setting up, and you told me this off camera, Tara 2.0. And I believe you 100% on that. I was hoping it wasn't going down that
And I said that was going to happen from the very first episode. And I don't think anybody wants that. I really don't. I know that now, if you go on some of these fan sites, there's people that act like Tara was just God. But I couldn't stand her. And even if I could, I would still feel like, haven't we done this already?
Feels like
and that's how I feel when it comes to... That's what I feel. That's how I feel when it comes to the whole Galindo, Emily, whole storyline. Okay, his kid's getting taken from him. We already seen what that will do to it. Yeah. We already seen how he's going to react.
Yeah.
Now, we've already seen this whole easy Emily thing through Jackson Tara. We don't need to see this again. We really don't. And I find it hard to believe that a lot of people were calling for this. Like, They might have been calling it like they knew it was going to happen, but they didn't want it. And if they say they did, they're lying to themselves.
There was a part of me that during this episode, I thought they're going to break up the Emily Easy relationship for good. When she goes to him in the trailer and she tells him, talking about that book, about how their time has passed, and you go have your 7 children. I thought she was going to go after. That was going to be.
I would have thought that. I would have believed that too if Gabby was staying, or if Easy was really leaving. I would believe that. But with Gabby leaving him there, he's going to go straight to Emily. With her not being with Galindo and being in fear of her life, she's going to go straight to Easy. And I think that's going to damage the show. If they do that, that is going to damage the show.
You know what? I feel like there's a lot of things that's going into season 4 that's going to be really complicate this show in a lot of ways. We have talked about a million times about, SOA and Mayans maybe confrontation. Doesn't look like it's going to even be that way in season 4. It looks like...
Which, honestly, I don't want it to be.
Huh?
Honestly, I don't care about the SOA part. I don't want SOA to have anything to do with this show.
But at the same time...
And I know a lot of fans would disagree with me on that.
Yeah.
I like this whole battle between the Mayans thing a lot better than Mayans versus SOA. Because if we get Mayans versus SOA, again, we've seen this.
Look, I would love... I agree with you 100% on that. I would love that if they would just keep it Mayans. But they brought in the whole happy thing at the beginning of it, and I'm like, well, what was that? Like, where's the payoff on that?
But they got completely away from that, too, so I'm kind of like, I'm not playing too much stock in that.
I kind of feel like that was a wasted scene, though, in this right now. That's my personal opinion on it.
Now, yeah, if you're talking about the whole season, I'm focused on the finale, really. But
do you think Tazza told Bishop the whole truth? I know he told him about Riz, but do you think he told him about?
I think honestly, he poured everything out there on that table because I think he was actually wanting Bishop to kill him.
Yeah, I actually think that.
I think he's tired and he's like, "Do what you gotta do."
Yeah, I mean,
I think he wanted Bishop to do it. Do I think Bishop did it? No, I don't. I think the gunshot you heard there was outside the wall.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he did not kill Tazza. I don't believe
think
that for a second. But what do you think?
Now, I do think that. Well, I know that. I can't say I know, but I do believe that we're going to get a bigger storyline with Hank next season too, because nothing got concluded there.
I was really disappointed by that. You know, they kind of built it up.
I kind of found it weird that Creeper was just kind of like, I don't know, being a creeper about, did you expect him to blow his brains out? No, I didn't expect him to blow his brains out. I already said no.
I don't know what Creeper was expecting in that moment. But like, yeah, dude, I saw that coming. I knew he was going to kill himself. Like, what did you think Hank was going to say? Do you think Hank?
Yeah, dude, I knew he was going to kill himself, but I just let him. He wasn't going to. I mean, I don't think Hank realized he was about to do it. I think he was too close to the situation, you know. But as us viewers, we saw a deeper side of what was really going on with Steve, you know, because that's how they wanted it to be. But no, I don't think Hank knew, and I think if Hank did knew, he would have tried to at least talk to the guy instead of be such a dick. I mean, he was a dick to him, but in a cool way. Like, he wasn't just like, he wasn't. I got what he was trying to do. You haze him. I get that. But they didn't go overboard with this guy. It's not the way he was treated by the club while he did it. He just couldn't deal with the fact that he pulled that trigger.
Yeah. And look, that was going to, the way I kind of look at it, he was going to die anyways. Like he wasn't going to survive in that club mentality.
I mean, look, even like, you know, at first I was like, oh, he ain't going to make the cut. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, you know what? Even if he had left the club, he was still going to pop himself. So I didn't really understand that whole little thing other than to just have Hank be a part of this episode somehow. Like, I thought there would have been more to do with Hank because of the nails thing.
if you would have given him a just a few minutes in this episode where that Nails goes up there to him and just explains, hey, you know, I'm giving him
Angel
another
put
shot. You know, just something. Yeah, just something. It didn't have to be anything big. And so I'm not going to say it was a huge complaint of mine, but I'm just like, that could have been something that could have been maybe a little bit more.
Like I said, that's what I said. I felt like this finale was good, but it could have been great. But the thing is, the finale wasn't any longer than the normal episodes. Normally, they give you a little bit longer on the finale to kind of fill in all these gaps, and I don't feel like they got to do that with Mayans.
Yeah, I feel like it
if
was.
If they had a little bit more time, I think this would have been an amazing finale.
I thought
because like on SOA, the season finale was almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
With this, they had like an hour and 8 minutes, like every other episode.
Yeah. I kind of feel like it was mild finale one. I kind of felt like the world was going to kind of burn, and maybe you could say, well, that kind of did happen at the very end. But I'm kind of like, it was like something you almost kind of saw coming. Now I thought, now maybe I had misread it a little bit, but I thought Bishop had a really grand plan. But now that after the finale, I'm like, man, that was a pretty dumb plan. Like what he was doing, like he didn't have the backing of anybody at that point. So I'm like, what was your grand plan at the end of the day?
I mean, I think that if he had succeeded, if their plan had been successful, everything would have worked out. But the fact that they left Conte alive is what cost them.
So you think that
if they had killed him, them other clubs would have fell in line, I think.
That could very well have been the case, but I don't believe that Oakland club would have ever.
Well, no, but that's one charter. The rest of the, two charters at max, between Yuma and Oakland. Yeah. But if you've got the backing of every other charter, well, then we can just take these guys out.
I'm kind of like, and another thing, I didn't understand why Ibarra was the guy to bring the presidents together. I did not understand that at all.
Yeah, that was I think that was also just so they could kill him off, and
yeah,
that's what happened.
When that
guy was like, okay, but aren't you forgetting something? And he pulled out his cut. I was like, he's about to die.
Yeah, he's gonna die. I thought the exact same thing. But when it comes to Ibarra, though, like I was like, if I was Bishop, I'd be like, I would go to the presidents and I would be like, this is why I did it. This is why it had to happen, and so forth.
I feel like if you're not gonna go yourself, then you send somebody like Taz or you send Hank.
Yeah,
you don't send a guy who is borderline been excommunicated from the club at this point. So I do see that. Him dying wasn't a big deal for me because he wasn't the character I really gave a shit about, but.
No, it didn't bother me that much either, but I was
like I said, for me, I could sit here and nitpick and we could go through this all night long and sit here and have a 6-hour video. But for me, the big thing was Galindo and the other thing was the Nestor Alvarez thing for me.
I feel like
those two things.
Those two characters in a lot of ways.
To me, yeah, because like first of all, Nestor should have been like. First of all, you should have never had this job because we all knew you weren't going to be able to handle it. Yeah. I should have been his head of security this whole time, so you did, whatever. Also, at the same time, he puts a gun to his head and he's like, either you kill him or I will, or I'll blow your head off and then I'll go kill him. And he gives Alvarez time to pull out a gun and be like, you better pull the trigger or decide what kind of man you're going to be. Alvarez should just, if you gave him time to pull a gun out, you should have just killed Nestor and been like, you don't ever put a gun in my head, mother.
I felt like that was a really...
I've seen Alvarez be so brutal throughout SOA and Mayans to go to, hey, you need to decide if you're going to be a lackey or if you're going to be your own man right now. Like, what? Just kill this guy and don't give him a choice.
Yeah, I didn't really understand.
Because by them forming this bond and becoming whatever the hell they're going to be, now Galindo's going to want both you dead.
Yeah, I don't really understand why, like the turn.
All you did was put a target on your own head and I never seen Nestor turning on Miguel. Like,
I didn't
throughout this entire first 3 seasons, he was blindly loyal.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said. He says,
but I think it's like,
since the beginning. You know, like
my loyalty's to Miguel.
Yeah.
It is. And
you telling me because you hang out with the guy a little bit that all of a sudden this relationship you've had, you know, this friendship you've had.
I'm like, so what is your grand plan now? Do you think that y'all are going to take over the cartel? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
I don't know.
Are you gonna? Or is Alvarez going to go back to the El Padrino and you're going to patch in as a mine or what? Like, what do you plan on doing with yourself now? Because you're going to have to join something or create something because you just put a target on your back.
I don't know exactly what they were thinking when it came to that situation. Because as soon as Nestor allowed him to pull that gun out,
and
another thing, okay, no one's going to die here.
And another thing with the Galindo story that kind of drove me a little mad is the guy comes up there and he's like, "Oh, she told me to give you this. She's not coming." Galindo had been like, "Dude, you had one job, and that was to bring me my kid." And you're coming up here and handing me pills and some rings. Bam! You're fired. He should be dead. Like,
you kill a guy.
You killed a guy because he didn't drive his mom to a certain spot and she ended up killing herself.
Yeah.
But you're gonna let this guy walk away after he didn't bring you what you told him to bring you? Like, it doesn't matter.
Your wife and son. I mean, you know.
Yeah, and the wife doesn't look. Honestly, the wife doesn't even matter for him.
The son.
You should have brought me my kid, though.
I'm like,
I would have killed you for that alone if I'm Galindo. And so I'm like, why are they making this guy such a wussy? It drives me crazy. And that's why I say it's not the acting, because I could see him playing that role really well if they would let him. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's either the directing, and it's definitely the writing. But it's not the writing for season 3 that ruined Galindo. It's been the writing throughout the entire series for Galindo. It's just piss poor.
You got to give SOA credit in this way. Even with Tara, and I don't give Tara credit very much, but when Tara was going to do something against the club or whatever kind of thing like that, she at least had the common sense to realize, if I've got to go into hiding, I've got to maybe deal with police, I maybe got to deal with something along those lines. Like, there was a sense where she actually did realize,
well, I've said it in previous videos that Tara doesn't bother me as much as Emily does.
See, now it's Emily. I mean, look, Emily, just that one little situation right there made me go, you know what? Anything with Emily is just going to be bad. Like, you just left a cartel leaders. We took your kid, and you're going to go stay with your sister? Do you
and
really
I'm just like, it's not like they had several kids and she took off with her kids. You took off with the one heir to his empire.
Yeah. I mean, so at the end of the day, I'm like, that was so unbelievable and so ridiculously stupid that you just head to your sister's after you took your cartel leader's kid. You know,
you just put a target on her head too. Huh? You just put a target on your sister's head too.
Yeah, look, Adelita, when she took that kid,
why are you staying? Okay, why are you taking the kid? You're going to take the kid from a cartel leader, but you're going to stay in Santo Padre? No, you're getting the hell out of that state, possibly that country.
I know you're not going to go to your sister's, the one person he would know to look, the one place he would know to look, and you would go to that place. I mean, it just boggles the imagination how the showrunners thought that was a good idea. to go that route. I personally absolutely hated it.
Look, man, we talked about this in many, many videos before. If in order for her to leave him, he would have to be dead. We've talked about that. We've talked about that in our videos we did over, the first couple seasons when we first started this channel about you. She's not going to be able to just divorce this guy. We've said this so many times that it's ridiculous. And what do? They're going to be like, oh, she's going to divorce him. Here's your rings back. No, you're going to die, or Easy's going to have to kill Galindo, I guess, is what they're setting it up for. Because the reason I say that is he done put hits out on Easy. Now he's threatening Easy's love or whatever. Easy's going to be the one to kill Galindo. We see it now. Yeah. At least I do. And I'm like,
I agree with you 100% on that.
And how that doesn't, the only thing is scenarios are different, but this is almost going to be just like Jack's killing that FBI agent or that ATF agent for Farrah.
You talking about Stahl?
Yeah, no, not Stahl. The guy, Cohen.
Oh,
the one that was
I see what you
stalking him. That ATF guy that Jack's shot in the head because he called her a whore or whatever.
See, this is the way I kind of look at this. I mean that.
It's gonna be the same thing. Like this guy's gonna threaten Emily, and Easy's gonna put him down.
Yeah. The only thing that I asked for this episode to do, and they refused to do it, was just give me one thing of just blood. Just
they're not killing him.
Let Adelita kill that woman at the table. That was that cop. Let her kill that woman. Let her, something. Let her kill Potter. Let her. And I understand why she didn't kill Potter.
Now, but I didn't like what they.
Galindo could have done the same thing.
No, the more I think about it, the more things I don't like about this episode, but and I'm not trying to get like that, but like I didn't like the way they decided to go with Felipe either. Like
Felipe, I've not liked him.
I don't understand why they were like, we're gonna have him talk this girl into destroying his son's life.
I don't understand why he has such little faith in his sons. That he would.
Well, they try to play this off like he was doing this grand thing for her because Easy has this darkness. But I also feel like he wanted this to happen so that Easy would be in this darkness. Like I think he wants Easy to be like him.
Yeah, he's keeping him in the darkness.
Yeah, and I feel like that was part of. I think that's. To me, this is just my interpretation, That was the whole opening thing, showing the mom trying to teach Easy how to be gentle and not with the darkness. And then Easy and Angel's conversation was basically just to shed light that the mom didn't want Easy to have darkness that his dad did, but his dad wants him to. Yeah. His dad wants him to be his protege type. That's where my interpretation went. And
I got the sense that when they were talking, when Easy and Angel were talking on there, and they were talking about mom's favorite and all that stuff. To me, it's not about their mom necessarily as much as it's about their dad, because the dad, I feel like he's. I know everybody's gonna
take. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people are gonna take what Felipe did at face value, like he was just trying to spare her.
Yeah.
Where I think there was a lot more to it than that if you look under the surface.
There's a part of me that thinks he wants to hurt his son to it. I mean,
I don't think, well, I do agree with that. I don't think he's like, I want to torture my son, but I think that he wants it to be like, he wants him to be like him so much that he has to have loss and stuff like this in his life for him to go this way. But then at the end there, he finally spreads her ashes, their mom's ashes, and he's like, it's time for an end. I'm like, is he just to go kill himself too?
I thought he was going to really do that at the beginning of this season. I really think it maybe is time for him.
I thought he was going to do it at the in the previous seasons when he goes to his little lockbox and he pulls out all the pictures and the pistol and.
Well, I want some emotional investment. You know, that's all I was just trying to say. I want some moments where then I'm like, oh crap, that was a character that did something that was unexpected. Maybe not to a character that I cared about, but just something, some kind of emotional investment where I can be like, okay, I was shocked that they did that, or I understood why they did it, and I felt like, you know, at the end of season 2, what they could have done with Felipe is have him, when he sees the woman burning, they could have had him shoot himself or whatever, and then that be something that sticks with Easy and Angel, you know, that there are consequences for something. That would have been a way for it to have been.
I thought that if there was any shock on this finale, it would have been when Tilly went and got Coco.
How was that shocking in any way? You knew he was going to do it.
Because he had been like, I'm done with you, dude.
Yeah, but as soon as that woman said the last F you, Coco's daughter said that last F you, he turned that motor off and he, you know, I forget what he even said. He's like,
see, I think he was planning on, I don't know how he knew about it, but I think he was planning on going after Coco from the jump, because when Angel asked him where he's going, he's like, I got a thing.
I like that character. I like that. What is his name? Tilly, you said? Or something?
I think that's Gilly.
Gilly, yeah, Gilly. I like his character. I actually really.
I do. I think that. I do think that in season 4 he's going to actually have a big part, because the showrunner said that they're going to expand on the characters we got to know a little more, even more in season 4. So
I want the end of Meth Mountain.
Yeah, they did say that he already, you know, JD Pardo tweeted about it, and the showrunner said that now season 4 will be bloody. So I'm looking forward to that, because I want brutality.
I do too. That's what I was saying. I just wanted something that
one of the most brutal parts of season 2 was when, you know, Alvarez was being tortured and then he beats that guy's head in with a pipe wrench.
Yeah.
And then in this episode, I don't know, the most brutal thing was actually when Bishop headbutted, you know, Diaz almost to death, which I still don't know how he's alive. Yeah, at the beginning. So, I mean, there wasn't a lot of brutality for season 2 for me. But they're saying season 4. Season 4 is gonna be, so I'm looking forward to that already. I wish that it was coming quicker than what it is, but no, they did say, I know they were kind of joking. They did say that they were on a hiatus for right now, but it wouldn't be 17 months.
If it's another 16, 17 months, I think I'm gonna be like done.
I might would lose interest by then, because I almost did this time.
If they would have waited another 1 or 2 months on it, I think I would have almost been done with this. Like, I'll be honest with you, the first 2 episodes of this season, I was kind of that way. The first 2 episodes, I was like, oh, y'all had all this time and this is what you're giving me? And I kind of felt like...
But it picked up, and it picked up good.
They didn't, you know, I felt like the season 2 finale thing was just complete and total waste with the SOA member. I felt like everything that they kind of hinted to was completely gone. Taz's story went in a completely different direction than what I knew it was going to. And that wasn't necessarily for the better either. I mean, I think we kind of saw what was going to happen with him. We knew it couldn't have been a brother, and we knew it was going to be his lover, so that wasn't really a shocking thing.
Yeah, no, but overall, where would you rate this episode?
I'd rate it as 6.
See, I'm gonna say a 7.
7?
Just because there was things that bothered me, yes, but there wasn't as much as you. So I'm gonna go with 7. I know when I first seen it, I was like 8 out of 10. But now talking about it, I see more and more things that are wrong with it. Not enough to break me down, but enough to lower me to a 7.
This is my problem with it. First scene with the whole hummingbird thing is showing, compassion, and then the rest of the episode is about him being so dark that he's unforgivable at that point, where he can't even be with a woman because he's too dark, to be that way. He's too evil inside. I thought that was a bad first scene. That part bothered me a lot with it. One that bothered me big too was I felt like there was a lot of scenes that we could have seen some moment of brutality. Even, look, you could have done it with the Adelita scene. You could have done it with the Nestor Alvarez scene, or you could have done it with at the very end when that guy hands the pills to Galindo. You could have had any of those moments where it could have gone really dark, and it was just like completely, done away with. Nestor betraying Galindo at the end didn't feel right to me. That didn't feel right at all. And then Emily going to her sister.
My big issue was the guy just letting his wife and son go by the wayside because she told him to. You don't work for her, first of all.
No.
You work for Miguel Galindo. You don't work for Emily.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we have protocols. We got word that the feds are closing in on my organization. So we got to get my family to safety. And you're just like, screw your family. That's a big one for me. And for him to just be looking at the pills and the rings and like he's fisting to cry, because, oh no, she knows what I did. I was like, dude, come on, man. You would at least blow this guy away from, don't kill the messenger. No, you would have killed the messenger.
Yeah, and if they would have done that, I would have probably given it about a 7. Just simply because there would have been some...
It would have went up higher for me. I'm giving it a 7 the way it is.
6. See, I felt like it was weak in that it didn't bring the shock value, or at least the conclusion to a lot of these stories. It looks like a lot of these things, like Meth Mountain, things that I absolutely hated this season.
Oh, that's a long-term story, because that blonde-headed guy was cool with Isaac getting killed. I can't remember the blonde-headed guy's name. He was cool with that guy getting killed because he wants to take over that drug hill.
So I'm like, if you would have
they call it Meth Mountain, but it's more like an anthill with heroin.
See, if you would have got rid of at least the Meth Mountain aspect of it, I mean, at the very end, and ended this Meth Mountain thing where it didn't carry over into next year, I've been like, okay, that's cool. Like I would have. No,
they're gonna have to have They're gonna have to have a story for Coco's character because he's still gonna be a part of the show. He might not be a part of the Mayans anymore, but he's still gonna be a part of the show.
I'm almost to the point where I'm done with Coco.
I'm not.
I was huge on Coco at the beginning of this, but I'm like, if we're gonna have to see a whole season of this, like we did this.
No, I don't think so. I think that when they pick up in season 4, he will have gotten clean, and now his mission is going to be to wipe them people off the face of the earth.
And it could very well be. I mean, but we'll just have to see.
Because he didn't go and get high. No. He went to get her, and they shot him up with shit this time.
Yeah.
He was trying to get clean. So I do think that when it picks back up, he'll be clean. And I don't know if him and Gilly will be working together on the side away from Mines, or if they're going to try to figure out a way to get him back in the club.
I guess the big cliffhanger is how's the club going to get out of the mess that they're in now. That's going to be interesting to see how that actually works out. I think that Coco's going to play a vital part for the club, even if he's not a part of it, to try to get back in their good graces. They're going to need more
to try to get back in their good graces. Yeah. So I don't think we're going to see a whole other season with a prospect of
if we didn't, I hope they don't go the prospect route. I hope they go straight to Coco, bring him back into the fold, and then.
And they might bring in some new prospects that are actually going to be good prospects. Look,
yeah.
I knew from the beginning Steve wasn't making it.
Yeah, I kind of felt like he was kind of a weak one. But you could say the same thing with SOA. I felt like after Half Sack died, I felt like the rest of the prospects were kind of useless in a lot of ways. In SOA.
They were just filler. They were just filler cast members because only one of them ever really patched in. One got scared and just left his vest, his cut. And one got killed by Juice because he caught him trying to steal the heroin.
Yeah. So I mean, I felt like I feel like SOA and Mayans maybe hadn't done great on prospects necessarily.
But I feel like SOA, the only good prospect we've seen throughout both shows so far was Half Sack and EZ.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But
I so I don't know if you could count him technically.
I know they're gonna have to bring in more prospects because they're, like you said, they're gonna need more bodies.
Yeah, they're gonna need way more.
This war. But anyway, overall, I still give it a 7.
All right,
and
I
that's
give it
all
a 6. Let us know what y'all think down in the comment section. Do you think we rated it too low, too high? Are you excited for season 4? Did you love the
I'm
finale?
still excited
Let
for
us know
season
what you
4.
think. Do what?
I'm still excited for season 4. This isn't like a WandaVision finale where I'm like, screw this show.
I'm less excited about season 4 than what I thought I was gonna be. Like I can wait. I could probably wait 16 months and not really care.
I couldn't. If they came out with episode 1 on Tuesday, I'd watch it.
I mean, I would probably, but I mean, I'm not as overly excited as what I was. Let's just put it that way. But
yeah, I am because they're gonna fix the problems.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, let us know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and y'all take care.